Welcome back. Just want to apprise our viewers that there's lots happening in the market. Actually, IRCTC is now down 20%. So it is quite a bit of a knockdown on that stock. We should get it up for you on the screen. The pressure continues there. Look at that. 730 now on IRCTC. And for the market as a whole, it's recovered quite a bit, you'd have to say. So the Nifty is now down just about 40 odd points. There was one point in time where the Nifty was down almost 200 points. So look at that recovery. So on one hand, there's the IRCTC story, the impact it's having on PSUs. And on the other hand, the market is staging a good recovery. Metals are picking up. Tata Steel, JSW Steel all looking good. And once again, it's IT names that are doing well. HCL Tech is topping the charts this morning. But Tata Power is the one on our radar. It is in focus on the back of their earnings. The revenues are in line with estimates, but the margin has declined more than expected owing to the over 60% rise in the cost of power. Praveer Sinha, the Managing Director and CEO of Tata Power, joins us now to talk about that. Mr. Sinha, good morning and thanks for joining us. The cost of power has gone up 61% in this quarter, but do you think this is the worst that it could get? Because this has been an unprecedented time where energy costs have gone up. What is your own view on how the second half may pan out?
Good morning and thank you for having me on the show. The cost of power has gone up because for us, imported coal prices went up. But what also has happened is the profitability of the coal companies have improved. Since that does not get covered in the EBITDA margin but comes directly into our profit, you would see that our profits have increased by 36%. So that's the reason that there is a mismatch in the operating profit and the EBITDA. But otherwise, I think the company has done very well. All our existing businesses, renewables, distribution, and our existing generation and transmission businesses have done exceedingly well. And this is the 8th consecutive quarter where we have shown growth in our profit. So I think directionally, the company is doing the right things, and sustained operations and sustained improvement in performance is getting reflected in better profit and returns.
Mr. Sinha, I'm glad you brought out the renewables business because that seems to be, the buzzword right now, right? The focus that the government as well as entities like yours have on renewables. We do know that you're looking to increase your total renewable product capacity to 15 gigawatts by 2025. But can you give us the near-term target? What are you looking at in the next 1 year? And any funding options that you would be looking at for the renewable business?
So in this quarter, we added nearly 250 megawatt of capacity, and we are 3,000 megawatt right now. We won also 580 megawatt in this quarter. So we have in our portfolio nearly 4,600 megawatt, which are already operating or under implementation. So it's a good improvement that we have seen. And that really puts us in a place where we are ready to go to the next stage of adding utility scale. We expect that by 2025-26, we'll be about 15 gigawatt, where we will add 2 gigawatt capacity every year. So that's the target that we have set for ourselves. And we feel that going forward, it will not just be pure solar or pure wind, but there will be hybrid solutions. We've already seen that. We are executing now an order in Ladakh Leh for a 50 megawatt solar and a 50 megawatt storage battery. We are in the process of finalizing one in Chhattisgarh. Floating solar is also becoming very popular. So I think there is a huge amount of initiatives which have been taken for utility scale. But more than that, I think what is important is on a distributed generation, also there is huge improvement. Last year, we did rooftop solar of about 600 crores. This year, in just 2 quarters, we have been able to do an order book of more than 800 crores. And most of them will get executed in this financial year. Similarly, on our solar pumps, there has been huge improvement. What we did in last 1 year, we've done it in first 2 quarters. So I think the renewable business will not only be at the utility scale, but also at the distributed scale. And more industries and consumers, we are finding, are moving towards having green power for running their operations. And the type of traction that we are seeing is phenomenal.
Mr. Sinha, could you tell us for the Odisha Discom, what's the path to profitability? How long will it take to reach, what you want to get as far as profitability is concerned, and just some outlook and guidance will help.
Absolutely right. Odisha has been a very, very difficult journey for us because we took over when at the peak of COVID last year, June, and then subsequent two discoms in January. And with COVID and with the two cyclones that came over there and the floods during the months of August, September, it has been a huge challenge. Also, it has been a huge challenge in terms of putting the systems and processes. Many of the systems were not there. The whole ERP has been implemented. The billing and CRM solutions have been implemented. And we saw this quarter very good improvement, especially in the central Odisha, which is now more than 1 year. And we are also seeing that many of the things that we are institutionalizing in the IT systems, the results will start coming from third and fourth quarter. So when we had bid, we had thought that in the first 2 years we will make losses. We have been able to turn around, and in this quarter, 3 of the 4 discoms have made profit, and we expect that by next quarter, all of them will be making profit. Our full profit will start coming from the next financial year onwards, but this year end will make good profit compared to what we had envisaged would be a loss year.
Okay. Mr. Sinha, morning, Surabhi here. I'm just going over sort of the margins. The margin for the second quarter in the transmission business, transmission and distribution, that seems a lot lower than last year at 6.5% versus 11%. My question is basically on the future. Can you explain to us what to expect on the overall margin front? Because for analysts, that's been the quibble this time around. Also generation, which the top line was lower this time around. Do you expect generation on the traditional power side, that to pick up on the top line front for the rest of the year?
So on the generation, last quarter we virtually did not generate anything from our Mundra plant, and nearly 1600 crores of generation money comes out of Mundra. And the plant was operating just 1 unit, and that also was closed in mid of September. So we virtually lost 1 full quarter of generation from Mundra. This has picked up since then, where from 13th of October, the plant is operating with 3 units and supplying to some of the states like Gujarat, Rajasthan and Punjab. And this is expected to continue till end December. We also feel that the profit margins will improve in the generation business because of Mundra becoming now actually cost reflective to that extent. Our coal business has done exceedingly well in the last quarter. Unfortunately, that does not get covered in our operating profits and EBITDA. That comes in the PAT, and that's why you see that our PAT has increased by 36%, and corresponding increase is not being seen in the EBITDA. Our distribution and transmission business, many of the projects which we had planned during the second quarter could not get completed. As I mentioned to you, in Odisha, there was a challenge of 2 cyclones, Yash and Gulab, and then there were also flooding that took place in the month of September. We expect that in the third and fourth quarter, these will be behind us, and we will be able to make up, and whatever is the target that we have set for ourselves, we will meet by end of third and fourth quarter.
Okay, Mr. Sinha, we'll leave it at that. Thanks a lot for stopping by, and all the best. The stock has had a big rally ever since the TPG deal was announced with Tata Motors, actually, on the whole electric vehicle space. Tata Power has put in 1,000 EV charging stations, as we know, and they have a big plan to put more on board. By the way, look at the market recovery. The Nifty actually went into the green, and it has recovered over 200 points from the day's lows of 17,613. So let's go across to our technical guests, Mitesh Thakkar and Prakash Gaba. Prakash, I want to start with you. It's literally been a roller coaster ride this week, and right now as well, you're feeling that volatility in the market. What do you do for the rest of the day?